So, that power Kirby bomber managed to escape. So that plan didn't work then. Maybe I'll try something else. I know. I'll try an even bigger plan. An even better plan. And I'll make sure that he will know who I really am. The Connect 4 LCD game. I will not allow him to win like he did last time. Well, at the same time, he technically didn't win. I will not allow him to win. He may have beaten me before, but... Well, okay, he didn't beat me, his friend did, but the next time he won't get out of it. Tetris LC game, put that down. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Power Kirby Bomber and welcome to another episode of the Kirby Corner. This time I'll be comparing controllers. Game controllers. Why'd I take so long to say that? Anyway, the controllers I'll be comparing are the GameCube controller, which I still have wrapped up. Well, wrapped up in the wires. And the Xbox controller. Not the original one, as an original controller. I'm talking about is it called the Type S? Or something like that. It's not the original one that launched with the system. The original one that never came out in Japan, interestingly enough. At least I don't think it did. I don't think it did, due to how big and bulky the original one was. And, just as a bonus... this Xbox original Mad Catz controller. It was sold at GameStop. Now I'm gonna say this right now. Despite being a Mad Catz controller, it's actually not that bad. I'll talk about why in a little bit. Firstly, the GameCube controller. Now I'm gonna be honest here. I didn't grow up with the GameCube. I grew up with the Xbox original. I didn't grow up with the GameCube. Although I'll admit, the GameCube did definitely it deserved to sell a lot more than it did. It sold just a little bit less, just like 1 million less than the Xbox original, and way less than in the PlayStation 2. Making it the worst selling system in the mainstream 6th generation console market, if you're not going to count the Dreamcast. But even then, when the PlayStation 2 came around, the Dreamcast pretty much died. Well, it was pretty much going to die. Hey, it was inevitable. But anyway, you have the control stick. It's very comfortable. It's very nice to use. Who's for some reason I can't pronounce today. Hey, so I can't pronounce comfortable. I just can't pronounce that today for some reason. Anyway, it's very nice to use. Here's the control stick. And it even makes a cool little sound when you do this. I don't know if you can hear it on video. Then there's the D-pad. Since when did mankind forget how to make D-pads? This D-pad is terrible. Oh, it's terrible. Mainly because sometimes, like let's say you're playing a 2D game and you're holding right to go right. Sometimes, well, not even sometimes. There are many instances where due to the terrible D-pad, it will think that you're holding upright or downright. And most of the time, that's not a good thing. It's so easy to end up doing that because of how bad this D-pad is. Just don't use it. Use the control stick instead for 2D games. Usually D-pad is just saved for like menus. Just use it in menus if you really have to. Then there's the C-stick. And I got this GameCube controller used, so the C-stick plastic has suffered a bit. The person who was selling it on Amazon said that the C-stick plastic had suffered a little bit over the years because of reasons. I'm assuming that they most likely played Super Smash Bros. Melee, and that can really do a number on your controller. But the C-stick is dedicated to the camera. It's used specifically for camera control in games. And as far as I can tell, I don't know if there's a game that tries to use it for movement or any other strange thing instead of using it for camera control, because that's what right analog sticks are supposed to be for. Camera control. And overall it works pretty well. There's start/pause. Yeah, this doesn't have a select. It's like the N64 controller. This doesn't have a select button, just a start button or start/pause. And it's really small. On here you can see Nintendo GameCube. Then you've got the 4 main buttons: A, B, X, and Y. Line up in this order. X is here, Y is here, A is here, and B is here. It's a little different from the standard 4-button layout, but it's overall fine. Overall pretty good. Then there's the shoulder buttons, which are actually analog shoulder buttons. You can push them down a certain way, and the game you're playing will react to that accordingly. And if you push it down all the way, you'll hear a little click sound, and then that becomes the digital analog button. The digital shoulder button. Basically when you're holding it down all the way. And there's the Z trigger, which is on the right next to the R button. I think it was on the left, closer to the left shoulder button with the N64 controller. I don't know. But anyway, that's the GameCube controller. Overall, I'd give it 5 out of 5. I think it's Nintendo's best controller to date. Even Nintendo seems to think that, as they kept it around for the Wii U. Then there's the Xbox controller. Type S, anyway. You've got the left analog stick. It's pretty good. The analog stick plastic has gone off. It's no longer on the left stick, really. Because over the years and stuff like that, I don't remember what happened to it. But anyway, it still functions, and it functions well. It's gonna be hard for a camera to see because the controller is black, and it doesn't have as much colors that pop out as the GameCube controller. Then there's the D-pad, and it's much better than the GameCube controller's D-pad. It rocks around, it feels better, it's overall better, and it's a lot bigger. The right stick is your typical right stick, it's just like the left analog stick. You've got black and white, which act as the special buttons. And they're interesting. And you've got Dreamcast controller layout with buttons that are not that bad to press. Then you've got L and R. I think they're analog. Yeah, they're probably analog because the way you can press them down. Overall, I'd give this controller, in terms of nostalgia, maybe a 5 out of 5, but overall, maybe I'd give it a 5 out of 5 as well. Why I say that it's better than the GameCube controller? Well, if I'm not putting nostalgia into this, then yes, well, no, I would say that the GameCube controller, it just slightly manages to be better. I don't know what's about it, it's just more comfortable to hold. But then there's the Mad Catz controller. Left and right analog stick is okay. It's fine. D-pad is stiff. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Xbox controllers have back and start buttons. Basically, select and start. This also has them in the same spot. You've got the 4 buttons. I feel like they're just sticking. Why did I like this controller in the first place? And you've got the shoulder buttons. One of the few good things about this controller now. Then there's turbo. You press it and you get turbo fire if you're playing a game. Best part about this controller. Other than that, it's okay, I guess. I use it to play Xbox games when I occasionally play Xbox games, but you just can't beat this. Overall, I'd say that the GameCube controller wins slightly. The Xbox controller is fun. The Xbox controller Type S is good as well. But the Mad Catz controller is... I used to like it, but now I just used it for now, and I see that the buttons, they stick. Is that because of age, or is that because of bad quality? After all, Mad Catz isn't known for good controllers. At least early in their life. Although this wasn't early in their life. Just, the 4 face buttons stick. Like, I can't really describe it, would have to use the controller yourself. Like they have that stickiness and they stick.